It's so it's Tuesday, 2:40 p.m. in California time, and I had to start this a little bit early because my wife, I had to go pick her up. I dropped her off this morning to go to work because she can't use her car, and so I forgot that I had to pick her up at 4, but it's about a half hour away from here, so I have to end this by 3:30, which is exactly but now, 50 minutes from now. So, okay. So let's start with some of the questions. Some of the early ones. Okay. Gustavo says, New York was my hometown for a third of my life from 96 to '07. Would you ever change the place where you live and move to New York City? I don't know. I mean, New York seems like a very exciting place because every time we go there, there's a lot of fun and a lot of activity and a lot of stuff. But I don't know if it's for me. For more than a few days. This time around, I was ready to come home. I was I was sick, so I guess maybe that's not a fair assertion, I think, of the place. But at one point, it did seem like there's so much stuff happening, and maybe it was just me. I literally was sleeping 2-3 hours a night, and then the rest of the time I was doing something. I was going somewhere. I was editing. I was either making a video or uploading a video or thinking about making another video, kind of thing. Soho did seem like a very cool place to live at. It's I got to walk around it, and it seems like a place that has a lot of character. The people there seem pretty interesting, So yeah, I mean, if I could ever live in New York and I could ever afford to live in a place like Soho, I think it would be great. It depends what I'm doing. I mean, I kind of like this. I don't know if you guys know Rancho Cucamonga. It used to be like a sleepy town, but these days, there's a lot of people here and a lot of traffic and stuff. But I could still walk around and not talk to people if I didn't want to, right? Like, I could go a whole day here and not have to talk to anyone. I come to the office, and there's there's things that I enjoy on both, and so I think New York would definitely be a cool experience. I'm kind of getting old. I don't know if it would be. I kind of have to get on it if I ever gonna do that. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see what the future holds for us. So let's see. Any updates on Casey? Did anyone? Oh my God! Let me see. Where are we? Any updates on Casey? Did anyone from his office contacted you? That's Vieno Anatolius. No. No one contacted me. I don't know. I'm afraid that it's gonna be up to me. If I want to pursue this, because he seems like the kind that is just too busy, and unless you're right there in your face, nothing's gonna happen. So we'll have to see. I think next month we expect to have really good months. This one and next one, just because of the holidays, and we sell a lot, and we're gonna be super busy, and then we get to catch up in some of the bills and stuff, and maybe have extra money, and then we can budget for maybe another trip to New York or something. We will see, but I don't know. At this point, I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna pursue it more than this, or in person, or maybe send another message, try to contact Jack again, or even him. We will see. We will see, but I'm not giving up. You know what I mean? It's just I'm gonna play it by ear as far as how we go and stuff. I am in an Uber on the way to college. Oh, that's Ron. Ron, hey, you're in Uber. You're in an Uber ride right now, huh? To college. Okay, that's cool. I was actually, while I was in New York, it was my first time on Uber, and then when I came back here, I thought, I wonder if I could use it here in town, because again, we're kind of in the suburbs. And so I was very surprised to see, yeah, there's Uber cars here all over the place. When I look at, bring up the map, they're all over the place. So, let's see here. John Debris says, what's up, man? What's up? How's it going? Hey, we're barbecuing ribs right now. Talal Akari says, what? And you guys didn't invite me? Barbecuing is good. I like, we have a local barbecue thing here that we eat sometimes. John Derby, where do you currently live? I live in Rancho Cucamonga. That's 30 miles east of Los Angeles. I'm right up against the foothills here. And this used to be like just vineyards, 30 years ago. Now it's all new development, so pretty much it's a new city. Everything is, there's still remnants of the old city, but for the most part everything is new, which is cool or whatever. You can go very quickly and you're out in the wilderness. I can go 10 miles up this way and I'm in the mountains. I can go, I don't know, 50 miles that way and we're in the desert, like literally in the desert. It's pretty cool. We could also go 30 miles that way and we're in downtown LA. So it's a pretty cool place. Someone with no name, a non-name commenter says, how old are you? I am somewhere between 38 and 40. I lost track. I was born in 1977, so 38, 39? I don't know. I don't celebrate birthdays, so it's hard to keep track for me. Are you and the woman in the vlogs married? Do you have any kids? Yes, Crystal is my wife. We've been married for 10 years. No kids, just the 2 dogs. Who knows what the future holds for us as far as kids, but as of right now, no kids. What do you do on a daily basis? Oh man, I would try to pronounce your name, but I'm gonna, screw it up. So I run this company, Jag 35. We make stuff like this. This is a battery for a DSLR rig, and this is what I'm using right now to power the encoder to stream out into the webs. So if you haven't watched some of the other videos, I kind of explained that I used to have a company with a bunch of employees and stuff, and then, kind of the landscape of this market kind of changed, and now, now I downsized a lot, and now I'm here, and my brother, we're kind of running this business, but we're shifting. We don't want to just stay doing stuff. I'm tired of chasing technology. And especially since technology plays such a small part in the storytelling. And so I realized that I want to learn to tell stories. And so I want to focus all my time and energy right now in developing those skills to tell stories in a way that is compelling without having to worry too much about what lens I'm using, what camera, and what shot, the composition, all that stuff. I understand all this stuff. I know it. But I am absolutely not going to waste any time on that right now because my focus is developing something else. So I come in here and I kind of, ship orders and process stuff and, kind of run the business here as fast as I can so that I can get to shooting video or thinking about, writing the next script for a little video or something. And so these are the daily vlogs that I'm doing. I kind of been lagging behind this week, but I'm not going to let that discourage me. I'm going to keep going. And then this is the second Q&A that I'm trying to do this live thing. And so hopefully it works out. But that's what I do on a daily basis. Oh, look at that. Casey Neistat. Or Naislat is back. Would you rather be itchy all the time or sticky all the time? I don't know. Is there any way to not be any of the two? It would be awesome if I can. I don't know. I think an itch you can scratch it off. I don't know about the sticky. Sticky would be kind of hard to get. I would go with itchy. Why YouTube Live over Periscope Live? I think because I have already a channel with 11,000 subscribers, by the way. I just crossed 11,000 subscribers yesterday. Thank you very much for everyone that's subscribed. And so no one knows in Periscope who I am, and I kind of tried it. It was interesting. The phone, it's kind of weird to have to, I don't know. It's the battery, I don't know. It's just this rig right here kind of works for me. I can do full quality image. This is completely mobile. Right now, I'll take you and walk you through the back over there. In fact, it's completely mobile. I can stream out using the connection through my phone. So I could be sitting in a park right now, or I can be driving home, and I could still be, streaming out live. So that's the only reason why. People are telling Casey they love his videos. SoCal. Hey, this guy's in SoCal. The barbecue's in SoCal. Wait, come on. Let's see here. Really like your vids, and your Samba is cool. Oh man, I hate it when I do that. Oh, any future plans with the Samba? Yes, we're working on a deal that some shop might paint it for exchange for exchange for video work. Exactly. So if they'll say they'll do all the work for free, we just have to kind of pay for materials, and then we just have to cover it and kind of give it some promotion on our channel, and just the whole thing. I'm thinking about it. It is a very good deal. I think it's probably about $10,000 worth of work that they are offering to do, because these guys do top-notch work. The only thing that I'm dreading would be the time that I wouldn't have the Samba and I wouldn't be able to drive it. So at this point, I drive it almost every day, having to give it to somebody for a few months so that they can paint it and do all this other stuff. It's not, it's not the best thing. I'm not really looking forward to that. And the other thing is that I have to find out how much the materials is going to cost. I don't know if the materials is going to be a few $100s, or it's still going to be a few $1,000s. So once we figure that out, then we'll plan on that. But that's where the Samba is right now. So it might be able to get a new nice paint job pretty soon. Have you ever been in Europe? No, Namcraft. Sorry, no. I up until a couple of years, I was residing illegally in the United States, and I couldn't travel. Now I can travel as a Mexican citizen, because I have a Mexican passport still. But right now I don't really have the means to do so. But yeah, I would want to go. I want to go to Spain. I want to go to France. I want to go to a bunch of places. I want to travel the world, but that's maybe for the future. And thanks for sharing your background. Oh, hey, I think that's a whole. That's the thing about Casey that I love. Even though it's been come into question lately, at least by someone that I know or someone that I spent some time with. I think the thing that comes across is that he's very genuine. And so that is part of the equation. I think if you want to build an audience, I think you have to be genuine. People have to like you for who you are. And, we all have things that we're not proud of, and we all have things that we wish we could change, that we sometimes would like to keep private. I think, but it's so freeing to kind of put it all up there. You know what I mean? If I look, like I said in the last few videos, I have broken the law. I have probably lied in the past. I have probably stolen something, but that doesn't mean I'm a thief. That doesn't mean I'm a person that does this on a daily basis. This is not what I do. This is not what defines me. And so to be able to be open and say, I'm not perfect, I have flaws, and I'm working on them, and that is my aim to better myself as a person, to better myself as, professionally, and, and all the aspects in life. It's very freeing. So I've lived a life where you only put out the good stuff before, and I tried that. It has its benefits. I'm gonna try this other thing because it helps you. If people like you, then they're gonna help you. They're gonna support you in whatever you want to do. And so that's the reason too that I'm doing this in the same channel. People gave me grief. They said this channel is about like electric cars. It's not really about your personal life. Do that somewhere else. And I'm like, no, this is all me. It just comes down to me. And if you know me, hopefully you like me, and then you'll support me, and then then that's how we approach this. It's personal life and professional life. I think they run like a very close thing. Some people have different philosophies that they have a lot of merit and stuff, and so I respect all those too. But for me, I wanted to try this. Hopefully, it's gonna work, and we'll see. Let's see. Have you? Oh man, these comments jump around. Don't jump around like that. Have you gotten any flag for your recent comment logs outside of YouTube comments? No. Not really. I am kind of private, like I do have people that I know in circles that I operate in. I haven't been so active during those lately, but everybody that I seem to talk to and tell them like this is what I'm doing, they all seem to be very supportive. My wife told me yesterday that everyone that she's ever told that they think it's a cool thing that I'm so open, which is something that I'm not naturally. It doesn't come natural to me. It's a thing that I'm learning. And it's a thing that hopefully I'm going to be comfortable with. And it's not completely comfortable with everything. I have shot whole sequences where I talk about, and then I go into whole conversations about stuff that bother me and stuff. And then I look at them back and I'm like, it's like, nah, I don't feel comfortable sharing this. And so then I don't. I tried something else. It's, it's a tricky thing. But hopefully I'll figure it out, and then I'll get good at it and stuff. Do you have okay, Steve Buttwater? I don't know. I guess that's for my wife to find out. What do you find of the Tesla model? I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't been paying as much attention as I should have, as I was once, on the Tesla news. I'm not even watching EVTV anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you know the background, but EVTV is this program. It was a thing that I was kind of obsessed with. I thought that guy was a good guy. I don't know. It didn't work out. We tried working together. It was apparent that we were not going to be able to. The guy kind of came really aggressive towards me and tried to attack me. He was saying that I was a bad influence on the EV world or whatever. And so I was like, forget, I'm done with that. You know what I mean? Like, he does have good information. It's really hard to consume. He puts 2-3 hour shows. He goes on rants. It's kind of hard. You have to be committed to this thing. So I used to get a lot of my news from him, and I haven't been watching him. So I don't really know about the Model X. I know that it came out. There were some problems with the doors, but it seems like they were fixing them. The filter thing that they have for that it would filter out what it was like. It was supposed to be awesome, right? It was supposed to like clean all the pollution. And this thing was like really good that it would keep like even biohazards out or something. I thought that was very interesting. I'm still pretty much, that guy's still pretty much my hero. And the next video that I'm working, it's very related to him, and so I'm starting to write it already in my head. I haven't put any on paper yet, but it's coming. It's coming. What else? Let's see. Crash cars. Oh, Ron is asking about crash cars. Yes. Today I actually suggested to my partners to buy some remote control units. I use remote control units here for some of my products that I use, but they're like entry level. They're not of high quality. This is going to be like a full size remote control vehicle that we have back there that I need to start tearing into it. And so I think it's good to get like the best stuff that is out there and start with that. I am going to have to figure out, here's the thing. Like, if you lose control of your little RC car, no big deal, right? Maybe you crash it, you know, you break it or whatever. If you lose control of a full-size electric radio control car, it's bad news. So it could not happen. I have to design the system so that it's very, very secure, that we could never lose control of this thing. And whenever it goes out of range or something, this thing just disables itself and it shuts down and it stops immediately. And so those are the things that I'm starting to kind of figure out in my mind how we're going to do this. And so, yeah, there's some of that work that is going on right now. Ever smoke PCP? No, sorry, no PCP. No drugs for me. Belgium. Yeah, Belgium. Namcraft, Belgium beer. I like Belgian beer. Okay, Gustavo says, hey, now anytime you're welcome to come to Malaga, which is that's Spain, right? Hey, I'm there. I want to try some ham before I decide to go vegan. Which I'm afraid it's probably coming one day. Okay, so I'm a 17-year-old. John Debris says, I'm a 17-year-old and I'm moving out from, Minnesota to New York City. This is summer for a photography internship. And I'm extremely excited, but I'm also super stressed out. Do you have any advice on how to survive? Man. Yeah, I wish I did. I wish I did. I was never. Here's what I think. I think I'm brave in certain aspects, like starting my company, quitting my job, going for it. Like that took some. It took some guts to do that. I was nervous. I still am nervous sometimes. I kind of like struggling on your own. So in some aspects, I think I was brave in life and in my past, few years of life or whatever. In some other aspects, I think I'm a wimp. I never left home. Sure, now I'm taking care of my parents instead of my parents taking care of me, and that actually shifted. I don't even know when that happened, but somewhere along the line, I was living with my parents, and then, my parents were living with me. I feel like it was a gradual thing. I've never really left home, and it's a scary thing. I don't know how, but I could tell someone, a 17-year-old, that it's gonna go to New York. John, I wish I had more concrete advice, but I'm super independent, but have never really lived on my own before, especially in one of the biggest cities in the world. Yes. That's completely different than me. I've always been surrounded by my family. I've never really went out on my own. And so I think, part of the success, I have to attribute to like the whole team. It was everybody, I've never felt vulnerable out there like by myself on my own. I wish I had better advice for you, but just try to stay Try to stay busy and positive. I guess that's the only advice I had. Okay. Oh, look, Robert Hardy came. Would the world be better off without cops? No, Robert, I'm sorry. The world would be better with cops that would follow the law. That's the thing. Robert, by the way, you guys that know Robert's a hater. He, decided to come in here and kind of hate or whatever. Minnesota, yes. Oh, okay, what's your motivation? What is my motivation? I want to get to do what I like. Everybody wants to find out what is that you enjoy doing, and so it'd be great if you can find a way to do that all the time, because then it wouldn't feel like work. And so I've been kind of blindly going in life. I've only had one real job. That was a carpenter. I was there for 12 years. Took me 12 years to hate it enough to say I'm fine. I'm finding something else. I'm gonna go for this thing. Then I started doing this company, doing this things for, I grew up wanting to make a movie. I didn't really know why. I really didn't know how. I didn't even know how to go about it. And so for the longest time, I thought, well, if I have the right equipment, if I have the right camera, then it would be much better to be able to make a movie. I think it was in the right way, but it kept me interesting. So it wasn't totally a completely lost thing, It made me start my own business and kind of become independent, where I don't have to go into a job every day and 9 to 5 kind of thing, although even it kind of is. But my motivation is really to get to do what I want. I think I'm kind of late. I'm almost 40 and I'm barely finding out this is the thing that I enjoy doing. This is the thing that I want to do right now. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna figure out how to do it. This is the way I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna create an audience. And then create a distribution channel, and then my storytelling is going to get better. My stories are not going to be as good at the beginning, but if people like me, there's going to be an audience for it, and then so that's the plan right now. That's my motivation. I want to be able to come in here every day, and my whole job would be to make the next video and not have to worry about stuff that I don't want to do. I think that's what everybody wants. So it's not that, I'm not that particular when it comes to that. Lucas says he agrees. I'm sorry, I don't know when you agree. Robert's just throwing more hate. What do you really respect? Okay, what do you really respect as a person and why? What do you really respect as a person? What do I really respect as a person? I don't know what that means. What do you mean? What do I respect on people? What do I respect people on a person, not in a professional level? I don't know. You have to be more specific. I don't really know how to answer that question. Keep up the good content and just watch people will find you and your channel. I think so. I think if I keep at it, eventually, the views will come. If the content's out there. John YouTube says, do you have an electrical engineering degree? How do you know so much about batteries? No, I actually have zero education whatsoever. Well, I mean, in a traditional sense, I went to school from 3rd grade to 4th, then I skipped 5th, and then I went to 6th, and then 7, 8, and then I dropped off when I was a junior or something. If you add up all the years, I only went to school for 6 years. That was the product of not having gone to school for the first 10 years of my life. After that, I've been working 12 years as a carpenter. Now the last 5 years kind of doing this stuff. No, I just kind of, my education has been in YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. I read a lot of articles when it comes to whatever I'm interested in. I was always interested in electronics, Most of it I learned before I was 10 because my dad used to, repair stuff, TVs and radios and stuff. He had electronic equipment, and so all the basics of electronics that I learned before I was 10 years old. Then, I took a break, and now I'm kind of getting into a little bit more. Batteries has just been a fascination for me for the last 2-3 years. I've just been playing with them for so long, and so I kind of have a little bit of understanding of it. I'm not an expert. I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I have been around batteries for a while. The Netherlands are here. All right, we're welcome. How come you never thought to buy? No, in fact, I did buy a Tesla. That was actually the first thing that I was gonna do. Okay, so here's the thing. When I was a carpenter, I used to drive for like over 100 miles a day, and so I was sick and tired. I felt my soul was dying. I didn't want to grow old in the freeway, in the highway, stuck going 3 miles an hour. If you add up, it was averaging like 3 hours a day. You add up at the end of your life, that is an incredible amount of time. I didn't want to do that. And so I started my business at home, and then I got rid of my car. Like, I was to that point. I was so sick of it. I was like, I don't need that truck. It's a piece of junk anyways. Get rid of it. So for a long time, I didn't have a car. Then we outgrew our business out of our home, and so I had to get an office. I tried to get an office that was like literally next door to my house. They didn't have the right space, so I had to get one that was a little bit farther. And by farther, I mean I'm like a quarter mile away. It's like 1,000 feet or some ridiculous, right? I could walk here every day if I wanted to. And so for a long time, I would just have my employees pick me up. Someone, it's like I would get up and be like, pick me up, and then I don't know, someone would go. They would scramble, but I got tired of that, and so I wanted to be independent. I wanted to get a car so I can go to the store, or I storm out of here if I was angry or something. It's just empowering having your own car. It's a thing. I'm in California, and not having a car is kind of a weird thing. So I wanted to get a Tesla. At that time, there was like a 2-year wait and a $5,000 deposit. I was so close to pulling the trigger until I came across an article of some guys that were making cars, and then I saw the whole movie, Who Killed the Electric Car, saw the Gadget was making his own cars, and I'm like, well, that's what I'm going to do. I can't wait 2 years to get a car. I can finish one before then. And so that's how I bought the Samba and started, researching into how to make the electric car. So yeah, the Tesla was gonna be my first choice. Okay, let's see. Oh man, Belgian beer is the best. Yeah, I'm back. Peter Matthews is back. Did you ever have trouble with the cops? Yes, for 12 years they harassed me, and they used to stop me, and they used to not give me a break, and they used to impound my car, and yeah, I was illegal, I was breaking the law, but never once one of those cops was ever nice to me and says like, okay, I kind of get where you're coming from, and so that's my whole reason, because cops have only been the source of negative interactions between me and them. Yeah, I know I have a lot of fault because I was illegal. They've never done anything nice for me. They never saved me from a burning fire. They've never saved me from a mugging. I know that's their job, and I know maybe one day that will happen. It hasn't happened now. So until that day happens, maybe my view on them is going to change. For right now, I'm going to stay away from them. Not because I have something to hide, just because I don't like them. Because of what my experience has been with them. Let's see. Who do you want to be president to? I don't know. I'm not really a political person because I believe it's all rigged. I believe that the rich and powerful, the corporations in America, kind of run the politics. And so if you go for either one of them, it's the same thing. They have the same master, which is the money. You follow down the money. It's the Koch brothers. It's the big corporations that are pulling the shots, that are calling the shots. And so I know it's a very simplistic way to look at American politics, but there's tons of evidence to prove that's the way it runs. America runs. And so I don't, I'm disillusioned. I can't vote. Even if I could, I'm not sure I would. So that's the way. So I'm not involved politically currently. So let's see. 3 things that you must like if you come to Spain. Jamón serrano. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Nothing like that in Italian Parma. Beer and olives. I love olives. I do enjoy a beer from time to time. And I do enjoy my ham. I think I'm ready to go. Let's do it. How late is there? And it is midnight. Here it's 3 o'clock. 3:16 p.m. So it's in the middle. It's mid-afternoon right now. My wife's about to come out at 4 o'clock. So in 45 minutes. Why is Jack 35? Oh, man. Come on. Call Jack 35. Jack 35 are my first initials, Jehu Alcaraz Garcia, and the 35 is from a 35mm adapter, which is the first product that we ever made. So I decided that's what I was going to call. Oh, look, Pete McWade is here. When do you think you will get your Samba painted and new interior? My son and I are planning a trip to visit EV West. Mind if we stop on your shop way down? Yeah, come down. There's really no concrete plans on when this painting thing is going to happen with that shop. Like I said, we have to find out if I have the means to, and if I can, and if I can part ways with the Samba for a couple of months. I'm gonna push this guy to. Someone said that he works really fast if he's got the payment, and so since he's paying for it, maybe the turnaround will be quick. Let's hope so. Too much buffering. Sorry, Peter. I am. See, I forgot again. I'm using the same settings that I used last week, and it's full 1080. I understand not everybody's got a fast connection. Favorite pizza topping? Pepperoni. I mean, I'm a simple guy. Pepperoni all the way. Denmark is here. All right, Denmark. Out of 10 watching, we got an Australian, looks like 4 Europeans. So you are reaching a worldwide audience. What? That's why I love YouTube. Here's the thing about YouTube. Everybody thinks YouTube is just this little thing that people... It's not serious. It's a thing. It's that's why I love Casey, because he's a visionary. He sees this as a platform of the future. Nowhere else can I get online instantly like this and be talking to an audience, a worldwide audience, right? This thing, if I had something important enough to say, I could go viral instantly. Within minutes, I could have hundreds and thousands of eyes. And so that doesn't exist anywhere. I don't care who you are, This is actually pretty good. We're living in very important times, especially for media, for visual media. What do you think about Brazil and Brazilians? Hey, I think Brazil is great. You guys have the Amazon. I want to go there one day. I want to experience the Amazon jungle before it's gone. Yeah, no, I have a fascination with South America. It's like an entirely different country, an entirely different continent that we Americans don't know anything about. And so, yeah, I want to go. The reason I say that is because I saw a movie called The Motorcycle Diaries. It's the story of a guy that maybe you like, maybe you don't, but this is before he became the famous Che Guevara, and this is a young guy that decides to travel all South America and kind of experience. And so it's amazing what the scenery, the place, the Patagonia, region and stuff, and all that stuff. It's crazy. He saw a lot of injustice, and then he decided to become a rebel and stuff. But yeah, it's I want to go to South America too. Canada is here. Woo! Okay, let's see. Did your channel, since you started the vlog, grew up the same rate or grew up faster? Compliments. You actually know if you watch the vlog from 2 days ago, it took a huge dip. The subscribers didn't really stop coming. It was about the same rate. I think I gained somewhere like 800 to 1,000 subscribers that month, but I lost about 800 to 1,000 subscribers. So for a full month, it was just stagnant. But the views are up and more sustainable. Before, when I used to upload a video, it would like get a bunch of views and then there was a giant valley after that. Now it's just a bunch of like peaks and valleys, but as a whole, the whole channel is going up. Right now, this last 30 days, I got 115,000 views on my channel, which is more than ever. This is a record. Comments are up, engagement is up. This is the beginning of a growth spur. And so I think blogging is good. It's not for everyone. Some people find it, some people don't. But I think it will be consumed by a larger number of people. You know what I mean? Like, we're kind of weirdos, those ones of us that like electric cars right now. And I know it's an emerging market. It's a bigger thing, but we're still kind of like the odd people and stuff. Are you building an electric Range Rover? Yes. In fact, I have to email the guy, my friend. He is ready, I think, to start that up. We started the project, then we hit some hurdles. He had to spend a lot of money for his business because there's a fire. I think now he's ready. I kind of have to get back and kind of do some math and tell him how much money we need so that we can get on it. So Jehu is YouTube worldwide? Is that what it is? Worldwide? Can you explain a little bit about what the business model is for crash mechanics? How do you make money building and crashing cars? We are going to sell the crash cars as a service. We're going to own them. Hollywood is going to hire us to crash their cars for their stunts on movies. There are movies, Michael Bay crashes cars every movie. He spends an average of like $350,000 per car. And I think large part of the reason is because he has to put a stunt driver inside the car and he has to build an actual car with the engine, a transmission, a fuel system, a cooling system, all this other stuff. And so we believe that we can do it quicker and cheaper if we do it electric. And so that's the reason. We also want to remove the driver from inside so that the car doesn't have to be as beefy. And so the insurance is also going to go down because now you're not endangering a human life inside this vehicle. So the challenge is to make a vehicle that performs the same way, and we can get the same stunt driver to drive it at the same level. That is the challenge. If we crack that, we have a lot of work. We have a few hundred crashes a year that we can sell to Hollywood because, there's crash crashes all the time. And there's companies no one is doing electric cars from what we've spoken to people in the industry. No one's doing it. There's tons of benefits and no one's taking advantage of that. So we want to be the first ones to do it. Who do you like better, Wayne or Bruce? There's no such thing. I think Bruce was the first one. Wayne kind of, I think, is more attached to me. Yeah, it's hard to. They're like your kids. You can't choose one before the other one. Let's see. It actually is going great. It does stops, but it just shuts down the video and it opens up again. Oh yeah. Well, I did click one setting where it says to restart automatically. Oh man, we have to move because I only have 5 minutes. Man, how come your Samba doesn't have seat belts? You should get seat belts. They are important. Even if you are a careful driver, somebody might crash you. Yes, that is true. The Samba doesn't have seatbelts because 957 there was no seatbelt laws in the United States, and so they didn't have the thing. It's a weird thing. I know. Here's the thing. The Samba is the world's most dangerous car. The reason why is because it absolutely has nothing protecting you. You're at the very front of this car. Nothing protect. It's like a cord. Like there's like a 16 of an inch metal between you and whatever you're gonna hit. And so I don't really know how much impact it would have. How much safer a seatbelt would add. And the reason why I'm skeptic is because not only because of that, but it's because I'm trying to make this car like to look as original as I can. Everything that this car is gonna have at the end, could have been done at the factory. And at that time, there was no seatbelts, and so they will look out of place. And I mean, I'm going down to like the right screws for the thing, to that level. And so that's why I know I'm driving it. I don't drive it that much. Like I say, I drive it like 1,000 feet to go here. Like this morning, I did have to go 10 miles to drop off my wife. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I think that diminishing the level of danger that I would diminish to put something that doesn't belong in the car, that's the thing that I'm having trouble. Maybe I'm an idiot and I should just do it, but I haven't made that decision yet. Wait, so what's... Okay. You know something about Poland? Oh, someone's asking if I know something about Poland. No, absolutely. Oh, Poland. I like World War II history. I know Warsaw was in Poland. I know the concentration camps are in Poland. But other than that, no, I don't know much about Poland. Wait, one thing that I want in Belgium is Amazon. Amazon, the website? Or Amazon the jungle? Because both of them are good. It would be good. By the way, I'm Brazilian as well. I like saying I was born in Brazil. I grew up in New York City. And now I live... you live in Spain. Oh, wow. Well, that's quite an eclectic number of countries and stuff. Hot Rod, the OC here. Are you going to paint the Samba? Yes. We'll paint the Samba someday. What's the specs for the electric range, battery, motor, etc. for my Samba? My Samba has got an 80 kilowatt system, 80 kilowatt. That's about 600 amps at 130 volts. It goes 150 miles on 44 kilowatt hours of battery. So it uses about 300 watts per mile. So it's not that bad for a big giant square box. Hopefully I can go and show you guys Michael's bus. So this is no longer the only bus running around with lithium-ion batteries anymore. Michael just made one. It's lighter. It's faster than this one. It goes farther than this one. I want to show it to you guys. I need to go down there and kind of, that thing just peels out. Like, it's got tons of torque and 2 motors, and it's going to be awesome. Let's see. On the Range Rover build. Oh, on the Range Rover, I'm going to put 2 80 kilowatt hour or kilowatt hour, or not kilowatt hour, just kilowatt motors. So there's going to have 160 kilowatts of power, which turns out to be about 300. Wait, is it 300? I think it's about 300 pound-feet of torque, which is about the equivalent of what was there. It's going to be direct drive, so it's not going to have tons of takeoff at the beginning. But once it gets going to about 10, 15 miles an hour, it's just going to have really good acceleration. It's going to be about maybe 4,000 pounds with about 600 pounds of batteries. Hoping to get 100 miles out of it. We will see. It's a big question. I think I could do it. A lot of people won't even touch that project, but you know, that's why I'm doing it. Why is 6 afraid of 7? UK here. Started watching for the 18650, making a pack with my e-bike. Came across 36 watt 4 amp hour lawnmower batteries, cheap, so I'm using them for now. Love the VW. Good luck with everything. Oh, thank you, Craig. Hi, YouTube. We'd love to hear what Crystal has to say about your interests. Huh. Yeah. I think she supports me. Yeah. She likes the Samba. I'm going to go pick her up right now in the Samba. I'm not going to ask who or how much money you make from YouTube, but for now, do you get anything? No, this is a labor of love right now. There's, I actually have disclosed how much I've made. It took me about 16, 15, 16, a year and a half, whatever that is, 18 months? What is that? To get 1 million views. I made about $1,200 out of that. So yeah, I'm not making money. I make money somewhere else and then I dump it in here. I spend my money working electric cars and making videos. But that's not always the case. Once you get enough followers, then you know real money with advertisers come in, and so that's what I'm hoping. Crystal just sent me a text message, says it's time to start heading that way. Okay, here we go. On World War, what was more in Belgium? Oh, Amazon, the website. Okay. Okay, sorry to insist on this, but if somebody crashes you on the side and your car rolls over, the seat belts is the difference between surviving and being crushed by your own car. Yeah, that's true. That is true. And with that, I think we will close this Q&A. It is 3:32. I have to go pick up my wife. Oh man, I'm not like I'm gonna use it. I forgot to click the record button, but again, this thing records it for me, and so okay, everyone. Thank you for joining me in this live Q&A. I hope it was interesting. I hope to keep being able to keep doing these in the future, and maybe we will do this better. I'm gonna walk over here. Hopefully the signal strength stays the same and we don't lose it. Let me show you guys what I have to work with here. So this is the new car that I'm gonna be working on. I have to strip this thing down, everything, remove it out of here, and then just use the actual electronics, use the actual powertrain. We got this car, and then we got all the components in case for when we ruin one of them. So this is crazy. This is a 55 kilowatt motor. It's super tiny. This is the controller, and this is what I believe is a 1-speed gearbox, but it's really big. I'll have to look more into it. It definitely looks more like it's got gears and stuff. There's a bunch of projects. We want to use this, of course, for the crash cars and stuff. But we have to figure out how to. This is capped at 30 kilowatts instead of the full 55. We're gonna have to figure something. But of course, the software in here is, you know, proprietary to their thing, so we're gonna have to hack it. I also want to see if I remove this from this motor. If I were to add a second one, then all of a sudden it becomes about the same size as the motor that I have on my Samba, which is 80 kilowatts, and this would be 55, right? If once we can make it work at its full capacity, we could have a 100 kilowatt motor about this size, you know what I mean? Like whatever this is, I don't know, 18 inches, 16 inches, whatever. that's one project that I want to try, and I need to start messing around with this. Haven't had time. This stuff has been here sitting now for a week and a half, 2 weeks, I think, since I was in New York. Have not had any time to do anything with it. I haven't even, I think. So I need to figure out how to get time, make time to go and start playing with electric cars. All right, guys. Hopefully this is still live and I'm not just talking to myself. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you guys next week. All right. Signing off here. Signing off here. Still live? Why is it still live? Okay, here we go.